So I grew up, and so often people would say, "Oh, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit," and then people would use the word opportunity like it was, the next thing close to water. I mean, yeah, seize the opportunity. What does that mean? What did that actually mean? Like, what does it mean to seize the opportunity? And you've flown before, I fly all the time. When I'm in the sky, I see that there's something beyond the sky. And 30,000 feet up, the sky is not the limit. The sky is the foundation at the end of the day. So once you elevated your thought process beyond what other people can see and other people can believe for your life, you're not able to see beyond what other people said was the limit, right? That becomes the foundation, right? Because other people's limit now is your foundation. And so there's a quote that I love that says, "Opportunities of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity." But how do you know that lifetime? How do you know what opportunities need to be seized if you cannot see beyond what other people have said was your limit? So this is so powerful because I used to get discouraged. People say, "Well, you're doing so many different things," and I'll go to different networking events, and folks are like, "What do you do?" And I said earlier, we have all these titles. I'm this, I do that, I'm this, and it sometimes seems like you don't have direction. However, I had to think about that, and I said, I need to become the assessor of my life. And by becoming the assessor of my life, I realized that everything I did connected, right? So I write books. As a part of writing books, it provides me a platform to speak about what I write about. So it validates me as a speaker. As a speaker, I am now an authority to help people control the way they think. And so now I've developed in a space where my thoughts are very powerful. So I become a thought leader. And then people wanted to come to my speeches. They read my books. They said, "You know what, can you train me on how to live my best life?" And so I became a personal life trainer. So those things, like there's one dot here, there's another dot there, there's another dot there, there's another dot there. Eventually, guess what? The dots have to connect. And so I can have 12 different things as long as they connect. The same thing with opportunity. I cannot be trying to connect an opportunity in California with one that is all the way in Shanghai. And then another one that's in Hawaii. Like, I need to connect the one that's in Hawaii with the one that's in California, and connect the one in California with the one that's in Las Vegas, and the one that's in Vegas, the one down in Texas, and the one down in Texas, down in San Diego, to where my dots can connect, and every talent, every gift, and every skill set I have can work together for the good. I take my hat off to my parents. I mean, they did a wonderful job trying to provide and to raise us the best way that they possibly could. My life is a lot better than a lot of other people's lives. However, there were still difficulties, right? And so, though I know both my parents, I grew up in a single parent household where my dad was, in another country most of my life. And so I wish that the progressive mindset was one that was birthed centuries ago. I think it was suppressed, during the period of the way civilization was grown in America and across the world. It somehow got suppressed. Back in the day when people I'm going to invent the hot comb. I'm going to invent the wheel. I'm going to invent the light bulb. These are things that it takes a creative person to be able to realize that they have that within them to create. And so for me, I'm like, I wish I was like, these areas were fed. I felt like, I wish that I was fed to be an entrepreneur, even though I was, and I didn't even know it. For instance, growing up, I used to be the neighborhood candy man. And so not knowing that I was an entrepreneur, did not understand that was what that was. And I had someone told me that was what that was, I probably would have been on the cover of every magazine because I was really good at that. And so we would go to Big Lots, we would go to Sam's, and I would buy candy bars for 25 cents a pop. And I would turn around and sell them for 75 to $1. So I was making not only my money back, but I was also making double or triple my money back That's supply and demand. Had someone nurtured that at that time, I could be bigger than billionaire PA. You know, I mean, but that was not what was fertile. The fertile ground around that was, that's good. It's good for your extra money, but you need to get a doctorate degree. You need to get a professional degree. That's what you need to have. And so, even though I wanted, and I was talented in that space, it just wasn't fed.
Thank you for watching A Wise Way. Subscribe to stay updated, share to pass the knowledge, or view our other videos on the left.